Did you know that 4-H has a club specifically to teach children how to garden? Joining us today to tell us a little bit about that is Melinda Sowers. Hi.
Hello, thank you for having me today.
So what is the 4-H Garden Club?
We have 4-H garden clubs in schools and after-school programs around the county, and we're teaching children how to grow their own food, make healthy meal choices, and as well as all of the gardening skills. I'm going to show you a little project today that they can do to attract beneficial insects to their garden.
Fantastic. Yeah, when I walked up, I was like, what are we doing today?
It is kind of an interesting collection of items that I have here to show you. But we like the kids to understand, first of all, to appreciate that some insects are good. And sometimes they automatically just want to kill anything they see. But we talk about ones that are beneficial, and those are usually ones that either eat the bad bugs that we don't want in our garden, or that are pollinators. And when we start talking about that, then the kids, oh, bees and butterflies, and they get very interested. So as part of that lesson that we do with them, we have them build an insect house, just an insect house made out of a lot of very simple materials that will attract some of our beneficial bees to their garden.
You know, I never would have thought of an insect house before. Like, that's a thing that you need. So what goes into it? So
what we have is we start off with recycled can, and we'll want to, each child will bring one, or we collect these ahead for them. You can see I covered this one in, or partially covered it in duct tape. They can be painted, but this is a really easy way for kids to customize it that's not really messy.
Yeah, that's a good
so
idea.
That works for us.
And it's pretty.
Yes, yeah, this one is a, kind of a natural. And I have a finished product here I can show you in a minute. I have some sticks that just collected outside underneath the oak trees and kind of broken them into the size that they need to be for our project. I have some jute rope here that we're going to use to wrap around the can so that we can hang it out in the garden. And then a couple of other materials. These are mason bee tubes, and you can see that I have a bag of them here. They can be ordered on
I was just going to
Amazon.
say, where do you get something like that?
Easy. They're just called mason bee tubes, and I think a bag of 100 is like $15. It's not very expensive, and you don't have to fill the whole project with the mason bee tubes, but the bees do really like these, so it's kind of a good base for your project. I also have some newspaper, rolled up newspaper, another recycled object that the kids can make on their own, depending on how much time. Now, if you do this at home, you'd have plenty of time. You might not even have to buy the mason bee tubes. You could just make a bunch of these.
Okay, so this would work just as well.
It will, and a simple way of doing it is to get a pencil and just roll up the newspaper like this, and it makes
you have a tube.
You have a tube, and it makes it just about the right size you need. Maybe put a little piece of tape on there to hold it together, but that's just a really simple way that I created these tubes ahead of time.
Awesome.
So if you'd like, I can go ahead and kind of
yes, please. I want to see how to make it.
Show you the steps. So depending on how much time you have, the kids really enjoy stick collecting.
Of course.
So that's a fun project where you can take them outside and they can do that ahead of time. And of course, if they're going to make all of their newspapers. So what we want to do first is make sure, the cans are clean, and we try to, make sure that the kids are careful about the inside, that in case there's any sharp edges. Okay. But we're going to cover it with the duct tape, and I do have another piece here to kind of finish this one off.
I like that it's sort of camouflaged because you went with the natural one.
Yes, we went with something natural, and then, for the holidays, okay, I need to cut a little piece here, but that's okay. We're going to go with that for now. Brought some festive colors if someone wanted to make it kind of like their outdoor Christmas decorations or holiday decorations.
So if you have about a minute left, how long does it take to put it together?
Okay, so we're going to do that quickly. What we're going to do is we're going to put a handful of these bee tubes in here, and some of the newspapers, and then we're going to put the sticks in. And what we want to do, the objective here, is to get the sticks in there, everything tight enough that nothing's going to fall out when we have it sideways. So rather than take up too much time finishing up the entire project, but you can kind of see how this is going to work, I can show you the finished product. This one is really, so things aren't going to fall out when it's hanging sideways. We used a camo tape here, so we really made it very natural looking. We wrap the jute around a few times. If people want, they can wrap the whole thing. But, for economic reasons, we try to keep it, I think this is about a 4-foot piece. Wrap it around a few times, tie a knot, and it's ready to go to hang in the garden.
Do you hang that in a tree or on a stake?
It can, really be on a fence post. It can be in a tree. It just depends on what's in good, close proximity to your garden space.
Okay. Melinda, that was so cool. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
And where can people find out more information?
If they reach out to the Extension office, we would be happy to tell them about community clubs, about our after-school program, or even give them directions for this project.
Fantastic. Now we know how to make our own lovely home for our beneficial bugs.